Arthur Gillis, you're the CEO of Protea Hotels and also African Pride. You had some very interesting things to say about bringing black people into the tourism industry this morning. Can you just run us through that for a minute, please?
Sure. Martin, what I was talking about was that we have a situation where there are a lot of black people that are employed in our industry at menial level all the way through to senior level.
Yeah.
We also have a number of investors in our industry. Protea, for example, is more than 50% black owned, and that's great. But these are people that have other jobs. I mean, one of the guys is the chairman of Nedbank, Dr. Rul Koza. We also have a union with a couple of 100,000 members, so we are both broad-based and we have individuals who, I must say, in all the years that they've been on board with us, which has been a very long time, have added considerable value. But the fact of the matter is that they're not actually physically, on a day-to-day basis, involved, the investors, that is. So what we're trying to do is to do something where we are saying that how do we create significant wealth in the hands of some black hotel managers? And our solution to that is to take hotels of 80 bedrooms or less, and there are a number of those, either that are owned by Protea, or alternatively others, or alternatively might even be out there in the general array of, let's say, unbranded hotels. And as far as ours are concerned, what we're prepared to do is we will do anything in our power to take them in as a family, kind of husband, wife, or whatever, the kids, the parents, and they will then own and operate that hotel. We are happy to contribute a significant slug of the equity portion to them, and they would then get some debt and they would work it off. It'll take a while, it'll take between 8 and 10 years. At that point, 100% of the debt and 100% of the equity should be paid back. The problem is not finding the hotels, not finding the individuals, nor finding the equity. The problem is finding the debt. And most of the government-style agencies are very happy to fund brand new hotels, but are for some obscure reason completely averse to funding existing properties. And that's what I can't understand, and that's my frustration.
Have you got any idea what those reasons might be? Have you any postulates?
The argument I think that they would advance is that the hotels that are there exist that way anyway. What I'm trying to say to them is that yes, but if you build a new hotel, it's going to be 1.5 million rand a room, whereas if you take an existing one, it's 700,000 rand or 600,000 rand a room. Very big difference in your payback period. And you are, by definition, ruling those hotels out of the hands of black entrepreneurs who would own a hotel, an individual hotel.
And this is not a problem that you're getting from the commercial, I mean, the banks. This is more sort of IDC or...
Well, I'm not superstitious. I don't care where the solution comes from. I don't care whether it's an IDC, IFC, Development Bank solution or alternatively commercial bank solution. But right now, there seems to be nobody who's prepared to up their game and get out there and say, you know what, I'm going to stand up and be counted and I'm going to make this happen.
How many hotels are we talking? In the tens and the hundreds?
Initially, I would see about 10 of them. But over time, it could be as much as 200. Because if you look at all these hotels, generally not in the major areas, they might be in the secondary cities and so on. All of these hotels, the natural way for them to operate is not with a hotel management contract with us. Because the rules that we put in, I'll just give you a great example, a simple example. If a professional company was operating a hotel, that company would see that there's a food and beverage stock controller who takes stock once or twice a month. If the hotel were owned by you and your family, you'd simply keep the keys in your pocket. That's the difference. Our cost of operating those hotels is the variable between profit and loss, and the ability to make that something which can be owned by an individual.
So you're saying you're prepared to give away, it's sort of,
yes.
In Citizen HICA, you give away the brand in the name on X hotel,
Yeah.
in return for the knowledge that you've created wealth
We
for
are
a
prepared.
family?
We are prepared to do what we would call a soft franchise agreement. What that would mean is we would charge an absolutely minimal fee, and they would get all the benefits of the power of purchasing, the distribution, the marketing, all of those kind of things. Because we again think that it is unlikely that they will be successful if they are not doing that. It will also give the lender a lot of comfort to know that our quality assurance teams are in there all the time, making sure that the quality is up to standard, because we won't allow our brand to be put onto properties that aren't up to standard.
One final question. We're talking a maximum, say, 200 hotels. That doesn't create enormous wealth for a lot of people.
Well, it really does, you see. That's the part that people are missing.
Yeah.
Because if you look at this, every person that works in South Africa and in sub-Saharan Africa feeds up to 10 people. When you have a family there, let's say traditional family, husband, wife, 3 kids, 2 sets of grandparents, all of those people can live and exist on that property. So the property is, let's say, not in the middle of town. Typically, there's a manager's house over there. And now you've got everybody, from the people that are growing the vegetables to the suppliers of meat to everybody else, that are benefiting from this. If we could create a couple of hundred proper entrepreneurs in this country, real people that have been given the opportunity to have their own hotels, I think that we will be a long way down the line to righting the wrongs of the past.
Well, it's a no-brainer. And as they say on the social web, SMH, shake my head. Come right. Thanks, Arthur.
Thank you very much indeed. Cheers.